Hello, students. And continue explain questions in this textbook, Advance Function Grade 12, Ryerson, for the exam review questions. This is Market Learning Center tutoring class. This is our contact number, and we are majorly tutoring all high school subjects, specific for math, advanced function, and calculus. I'm going to use simplified way to explain to you and help you understand it easily. And please subscribe my video. Thank you. The question is on a review, the course review. So for question 28. Question 28, prove each identities. So I did 3 identities question in the last video. So now I'm going to do the last one, question 28D. Let's start. On page 480, course review for the exam. Question 28C. So cosine times x plus y and cosine x minus y equal cosine square x plus cosine square y minus 1. So I'm going to explain to you to prove these identities. So, and this is by your eyes, first eyes, you already can tell it. So this is a compound angle formulas. So we're going to apply the formula, straightforward substitution. So for the left side, I'm going to have a cosine x times cosine y. And then it is the minus sine x and sine y. So we finish the first bracket. So we put the bracket here. Now we're going to do the second bracket. The second bracket is cosine x cosine y. So the minus is an a. S sine x and sine y. So we finish the second bracket. Now, what are we going to do? We're going to do distribution and then simplify. Now, cosine x times cosine x. So we get a cosine square x. Now, cosine y times cosine y, we get a cosine square y. So the second term, cosine x cosine y times sine x sine y, then we get a positive. The next one, we get a negative. So therefore they cancel each other. But I'm going to write it to show it to you. So we're going to have an 8 cosine x cosine y. So times the last term sine x and sine y. Now we do the second term. We carry the integer, it's the subtract. So when you multiply, we get a cosine x cosine y sine x and sine y. So the last term, negative positive, we get a negative here. So will be sine exponent to x and sine exponent to y. Wow, I am barely have space to fit in. It's a long writing. But you can see one A and one minus, and these two cancel each other. What we left is only the front and at the end. So we're going to write it together. So cosine square x and cosine square y minus sine square x and sine square y. Now from here, we're going to apply the trigonometry identities. So we're going to find the first one here. So we want to change them into a same variable, like sine change to a cosine. So therefore, the first term, I'm going to write cosine square x and cosine square y minus, I use a large bracket. So if a sine square x, I'm going to write it to be 1 minus cosine square x. So the first identity paragraph. The second one, I'm going to write 1 minus cosine square y. Now from here, so we're going to already change it successfully to be a same variable. So I'm going to do distribution to solve this large bracket. So I subtract it. So 1 times 1, we get a 1. 1 times minus cosine square y. And this term, minus cosine square x. And these two negative, we get the 8. So we have a cosine square x and cosine square y. Now from here, it's not done because it's a subtract. We need to times the sign. So when we times the sign, we're going to check if we are able to combine or cancel anything. So -1 and then 8 cosine square y and then 8 cosine square x and then minus cosine square x and cosine square y. So now we successfully write them in a whole row and find the first term and the end term cancel each other. So now we write it. So we're going to write for a cosine square x, 8 cosine square y minus 1. That's what we left here. Wow. So lucky. We got it left side equal right side. So I'm going to square it. You can see right side equal left side. Wow. Great. Perfect. So keep effort to practice. Math is cool. So when you solve a problem, you really feel satisfaction and successful. Now let's continue doing. The review in the textbook to well prepare for the review to get good marks. So I use simplified way explain the identities for you and helps you understand it easily. Please subscribe my video. I will continue explaining video in the next chapter. And thank you. Bye-bye. See you next video.